Hey guys, this is Matt Swar, one of the top four finalists of the Season 1 Self League Arena Championships. I'm making this video so that you guys can see the battles from my perspective, from what I was thinking and why I chose the Pokemon that I chose, as well as my team. So on to the battles. My first battle was against Mad Scandalous. I led out with Ludicolo and she led out with Hypno. And I knew my Ludicolo is able to. I had a feeling that my Ludicolo is able to defeat Hypno. I never did this matchup when I was testing out my team, but I had a feeling because Razor Leaf just does so much damage. And I had to shield the Psyshock, knowing that Psyshock would easily be able to almost kill my Ludicolo. So it was my Ludicolo against her Bastiodon. I was thinking she was going to waste a shield on her Bastiodon, which is why I didn't go for Hydro Pump. Had I known that she wasn't going to waste a shield, I would 100% use Hydro Pump, because Hydro Pump would have almost knocked out that Bastiodon. But she didn't. So I basically ended up wasting an Ice Beam. So this is my... so from there, I switched into... Once my Ludicolo got knocked out, I went into Medicham, which is of course a Bastiodon counter, because if you saw in the back, I only had a Skarmory. And so I knew Skarmory is going to have to take care of a Azumarill, because my Ludicolo has now been knocked out. So now it's my Skarmory against her Azumarill, and I'm trying to shield bait and get rid of all of her shields, which she did, and that was perfect, because now I'm able to just fire off another Sky Attack and almost knock out Azumarill. And here she either has to waste... No, yeah, either she had to waste energy or knock me out. And I made sure that my Medicham had enough energy so when it came out, it's able to just fire off a charge move immediately onto the Azumarill before the Azumarill is able to take off a Play Rough. And as you see, my Medicham just was able to just clean up the rest of the game because it was just that power punch, two power punches, and being able to just use two power punches back to back made me win. So now it's Ludicolo against Weepinbell. And Ludicolo's Water Grass, which means that Razor Leaf was just doing a monstrous amount of damage. And so I switched out my Ludicolo to my Skarmory because I knew that I was just going to end up losing that matchup. So here, I'm like, she's not going to waste a shield on my Sky Attack. So I'm like, I might as well just Flash Cannon because, well, everyone basically knows almost the calculations between Sky Attack and Sky Attack against their Azumarill, which is why I wanted to use Flash Cannon so I can almost knock out the Azumarill. So here, I basically Flash Cannon and then Sky Attack so to waste her shield, which she did end up doing, and then bring out my Ludicolo against her Hypno. So here, I didn't see what was going on, as you can see. So because of that, I thought her Hypno was still out, now her Weepinbell. Had I known her Weepinbell was still out, I would have most likely left my Ludicolo. But this was still a matchup I was going to end up losing anyways. She still had a shield left. And basically my last Pokemon in the back was Medicham, and just Hypno was able to just get rid of it. And with Psyshock is just able to finish off my Ludicolo, and that's second game. So we moved on to the third game. And here I was very nervous, very scared. I'm like, okay, if she leads off with Weepinbell against my Medicham, I lose. But thinking that I'm going to lead out with... I'm guessing that she thought that I was going to lead out with Skarmory because she was going to lead out with Weepinbell. She led out with Bastiodon, and I led out with Medicham. And I'm like, this is perfect. She needs to switch out to whatever it is to basically be the Medicham counter, and I'm just going to switch out to counter whatever she was going to bring out. So that was perfect. So she brought out Weepinbell against my Medicham, and I immediately switched into my Skarmory. And the Skarmory here is able to just do a lot of damage to Bastiodon, and I just wanted to Flash Cannon, and then here I ended up Sky Attacking. Although I will admit, using a shield against her flamethrower was a waste. I should not have done that. I should have just let my Skarmory faint and then put out my Medicham. And so here she switched out from Bastiodon to Azumarill, and then this is what I mean where just Ludicolo is just able to just win against Azumarill. It took almost nothing from the Ice Beam and just able to just destroy with only Razor Leafs. And here, I wanted to waste her shield, so I went for Ice Beam again, and she did waste her shield, and then Medicham comes in and just basically gets rid of her Bastiodon, and there goes game 2 for me. The only thing I would have changed there would have been not waste my shield against the Bastiodon. So now we're on to now we're on to the next opponent, which is Shadow, and here I basically let out with Relicanth, and he let out with his Swallow. So we had to do a rematch because my Ice Beam wasn't going through when it should have gone through. I even showed him the video, and so we ended up doing a rematch. So I basically knew that his Swallow was just pure poison, and there was no reason for me to waste a shield. So here I'm just basically using my Relicanth, take 2 Acid Spray, and just basically go in and just use my Relicanth to knock out his Swallow. And here I knew that my Relicanth was going to faint at some point because it's just doing so much damage. But I'm like, I might as well just keep doing, keep going, keep going, keep going, and just try to do as much damage as I can to the Azumarill. And here, since he's got 2 shields, Blaziken is just gonna end up losing against him. Even though I was able to burn out both his shields, and we were both surprised that Blaziken lasted that long. But I knew this was game. I didn't have any energy. If I'd had enough energy, Ice Beam would have killed out the Skarmory, but this was a game I knew I lost. There was nothing I can do, because Ice Beam, he did a perfect switch, actually, into his Azumarill, but I knew it was game. He had energy saved up, and just, there was nothing I can do. So that game was to him. So on to the next. And as you can see already, I'm already starting off with the Skarmory, Relicanth, Ludicolo. And I'm telling you guys, this core was just amazing. Ludicolo and Relicanth were just amazing. They were basically in almost every single game, and they were just so good. So here, since I knew that his Swallow, I don't know why he switched out his Azumarill against Skarmory. He should have, I personally would have just left in the Skarmory. I mean, I would have left in the Azumarill against the Skarmory to try to take it out, but he didn't. So I was basically just able to just farm up energy on the Azumarill. And here I thought he was going to Ice Beam, but he ended up Play Roughing, a waste of a shield. That was a good shield bait on him. And here it's just, I ended up letting my Skarmory faint because there's no point in keeping it because I have Ludicolo in the back. So I left my Skarmory against his Swallow because I knew that Swallow could not touch it. So I'm like, Skarmory is here to just basically farm. And as you can see, by having Ludicolo, almost not got the Azumarill. Having Ludicolo scare out the Azumarill basically made me bring out my Relicanth. Forced him to switch out to Skarmory so I can bring out my Relicanth, and my Relicanth's just able to just take out Skarmory. And I got the boost. And, well, basically Relicanth just loves getting boost, and you will see what I mean very soon. So here was a matchup, Linoone versus Skarmory. Here he told me the reason why he didn't shield. You should always shield against Skarmory here, just like how I should always shield against the Linoone, because I knew the Linoone was gonna have Thunder. And so he told me that he wanted to see how much Sky Attack did to Linoone, which really basically made him lose this matchup. Because I feel like if he would have saved the shield, if he would have used the shield on Linoone, the Linoone would have been a lot more trouble for me, and would have been able to take me out. So here, this is what I mean, where Relicanth is just able to eat that Flash Cannon and just go back and just deliver damage. And then I'm here, I don't remember if I end up getting the boost or not, but this Relicanth is just able to just do so much damage and just able to just go in, taking out his Skarmory and basically allowing my 2 Pokemon to be free in the back. So here I'm just having Skarmory against Swallow. Very simple matchup. Skarmory just knocks out Swallow, and then here Thunder is gonna Oko me, and then basically Ludicolo just does Razor Leaf like 3 times, and that's it. You see, if he would have used his shield against his Linoone, he might have been able to survive and maybe be able to get off another Thunder or his second move, which was Grass Knot, and be able to win. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so him not shielding that Linoone was a mistake. So here is the final battle of the preliminary rounds. Also, this was all knockout rounds. So if you lost in the preliminary round just once, that's it. You will not be able to make top 12. So here it's just a mirror match. My Skarmory versus Skarmory. And here he switched out. I switched out to my Relicanth, trying to save up energy. And boom, Relicanth gets another boost. And this is what I mean. Relicanth just loves getting its boosts. And here I'm just going for Ancient Power because Ancient Power is just better than Aqua Tail overall. And I'm like, there's no point in shielding. Ice Beam is going to do 0 damage. Player is also going to do like no damage because I have the boost. And Relicanth is just going to come in and just do so much damage. Here he needed to shield because Aqua Tail was going to almost one-hit KO that Marowak. And here I was considering not wasting a shield, but I'm like, I don't know how much Bone Club does, and I need Relicanth to just do more damage against the Marowak, so whatever can come in can just clean up. And that's what I did. Here was also another questionable play. Why did I switch out? That's right, I switched out to Ludicolo so that A, he can waste energy on from his Marowak against my Ludicolo, and so that he can waste energy on his Skarmory, which is exactly what I wanted to do. That's the whole entire reason why I switched out to Ludicolo there, was just so he can waste his energy against my Ludicolo, which ended up going well for me. So we ended up going round 2, and again, we both led off with Skarmory, and this was just, again, a mirror match. Whoever saves a shield, whoever uses a shield. If he would have used a shield, I would have used a shield because I didn't want my Skarmory to go low health. So here we're basically both just farming and just doing damage. So here I Sky Attack. He takes it, and I decide to take the Sky Attack as well. And we're just here just basically both Sky Attacking. I'm waiting for him to switch out because I kind of didn't want to switch out. And he didn't want to switch, so I'm like, okay. And then I decided to save up to use a shield because I didn't want my Skarmory to faint just yet. And so I see that his Skarmory was low enough, and I decided to switch out to my Relicanth, so my Relicanth could just start with energy. And he decided to switch out to Marowak. I guess he thought Marowak was able to do more damage with Bone Club, but Bone Club, you see, super effective doesn't mean anything to Relicanth. Relicanth does not care. It just laughs at super effective damage and says, whatever, I don't care. I'll take an Earthquake, I'll take a Bone Club, I don't care, I'll just do damage. And boom, Relicanth gets another boost. And I'm telling you, Relicanth just loves getting that boost. So Relicanth is here, just able to take out the Azumarill. He basically knew that the game was over. His Skarmory was almost dead. My Relicanth was basically to almost take out his Azumarill, and he had 0 shields. We were both at 0 shields. His Skarmory was low enough. I needed him to waste his energy, and my Skarmory just came in and just finished off. Actually, I thought I knocked out his Azumarill, but I guess I didn't. But it didn't really matter because my Skarmory was able to take down his Skarmory with just Air Slashes, and the Sky Attack was able to just take down Skarmory. So here, this was the top 12 battles. Whoever won here, this was also a single elimination. So whoever won here would end up going to the top 4. Top 8. So from here, it was a Skarmory versus Azumarill counter. Skarmory versus Azumarill, and I knew how much Skarmory can win against Azumarill. And so here I decided to switch out into Ludicolo against the Azumarill, hoping to eat up a charge move, but he did not do that. And then I knew that my Ludicolo was going to end up losing against the Charizard. But I was fine because, again, I had Relicanth in the back. And Relicanth and Ludicolo just support each other so well that it does not matter. So here I'm like, okay, Relicanth is just going to come in, take down the Charizard, and basically Ancient Power whatever comes in, which was most likely Azumarill, and I get another boost, and I'm like, wow, Relicanth just loves getting boosts. This Relicanth was just saying, hey, you know how Ancient Power is a 10% chance of boosting? What if I just do it 50% of the time? And basically, Relicanth is just able to clean up the rest of this game for me, and just finish off his team. He kind of knew that once that Relicanth got the boost, he was like, well, that's game. And, well, Relicanth was just able to clean up the rest of his team. So now we went up to round 2, and I'm like, shit. I have my Relicanth, and he let out with Ludicolo, and I'm like, well, there goes basically the game. There goes my Relicanth, which I needed to be healthy. So So this was just an uphill battle because he had basically priority for switch priority, and so I'm just here. I'm like, okay, I need to fight up. I'm in an uphill battle right now, and I need to try my best to win. So he switched out his Altaria to my Skarmory, which I don't know why, but he ended up doing that, and that was fine with me. Here I'm just trying to either shield bait or do enough damage with Flash Cannon, which is exactly what I was supposed to do. And I decided to switch out to Relicanth. Yeah, I decided to switch out to Relicanth because I knew that he was going to that he had a charge move up, and that Relicanth needed to take the charge move. The Ludicolo couldn't because I knew at that point he still had one shield, which didn't really matter because I knew Ludicolo would be able to take out the Azumarill without him wasting a shield. And so I just needed to basically waste a shield. I needed to just basically waste a charge move. So here I let off with Skarmory, he let off with Ludicolo, and I was like, perfect. This is a win for me, and I'm just gonna able to just basically win from here because Skarmory is able to take down the Ludicolo unless he switches out to whatever it is that he needs to switch out, and that was perfect for me. So I got switch initiative. The reason why I didn't shield the Dragon Pulse is because I thought he was gonna Sky Attack, not Dragon Pulse. If I would have known he was gonna Dragon Pulse, I would not have shielded. I mean, I would have shielded, not shielded. But he got me there. He got with the Dragon Pulse, almost able to take down my Relicanth. And there I used Ancient Power, knowing he was going to shield. And then the reason why I used Aqua Tail instead of Ancient Power was because I needed him to waste his shield, which he did. Fearing Ancient Power, he wasted on the Aqua Tail, and I was like, perfect. There goes his shield matchup. And here I knew it was gonna end up being a Ludicolo mirror, and the Ludicolo mirror is whoever had the more HP was going to win. And now this was the top 4 battles. So this was whoever won here went to top 4. And so here it was Ludicolo versus Bastiodon, and because of my earlier matchup, I knew that Ludicolo basically ends up winning against Bastiodon. Here I think I had Relicanth and Ludicolo, which is why I had to switch into my Medicham. I wanted him to shield bait. I had to shield bait. Yes. I actually did have Skarmory, and I still don't know why I went to Medicham. I just didn't play Medicham well. I should have just gone into Skarmory because I knew he was going to lead into Bastiodon, but that's fine because Skarmory would have had enough energy saved up to basically do 2 Flash Cannons. And it was just, I don't know why I decided to switch into the Medicham against the Victreebel. I should switch into Skarmory. But even with that misplay, because I was able to play everything else perfectly, because that was a bad play, I needed to just play as, basically, it was an uphill battle because I did not, I lost my Medicham, which would have easily beat his Bastiodon, and it was just uphill battle. So here the second match was Skarmory versus Victreebel, and I'm like, perfect. I'm basically able to just stay here and just farm and just Sky Attack against his Noctowl. And here was one of the stupidest plays I could have ever done, and I still don't know why I did it to this day. I switched my Medicham into Noctowl. I don't know why. For some reason, my brain is like, yes, let's counter does neutral damage to Noctowl, but let's switch it into it for some reason. And it was just a very bad play on my part. But because he still had Victreebel and a Bastiodon, and I had Ludicolo in the back, basically this game was won for me. Because again, I knew my matchup against, I knew Ludicolo versus Bastiodon matchup, and basically he knew that the game was over once he saw that his Flamethrower with Stone Edge didn't kill, and he's like, oh shit, okay, well I guess I lost this. I ended up getting an Ice Beam. Ice Beam goes into Victreebel, and that's it, and there goes game. So basically I was able to get into top 4, and then the final match, my final match was live stream on the Self Twitch, and that was my battle against Hugs, which I ended up losing against him, and he ended up winning. But all my opponents were actually very good. They all did give me a run for my money, and I was very scared because, well, I knew at any given point, if I would have just lost one time, that would have been game, and I was just scared the whole time. But for the most part, all my opponents were actually very good. They were very skilled. Uh, the teams were pretty unique, even though I knew that the Azumarill was going to be in almost everyone's team. But yeah, I all my opponents were very skilled. Just because it seemed like I was able to sweep easily, it doesn't mean anything. Uh, Again, all my opponents were very skilled. I do want to congratulate every single one of them. They all deserve to be there. Uh, and it was a very fun experience. I really enjoyed it. I love the whole entire experience. I'm happy with what Sylph did. It was very fun, very enjoyable. We were all able to, all the top eights, we all signed each other's cards, our competitor cards, and it was just, I feel like I made friends there, and we all still keep in touch. Well, for the most part, we try to keep in touch, and I really hope that I'm able to see them again under the time, and we should be able to battle them soon, hopefully. And yeah, I thank you all very much for competing, and thank you all for making this a wonderful experience. And as you see, Relicanth and Ludicolo, perfect coverage right there between those two. And then Skarmory, or basically switching out the other three, mostly Skarmory, it was just able to answer basically the whole entire game, the whole entire meta in a way. So these off-meta picks were able to answer the meta, which I loved. And I want to really give a thank you to all my friends that helped me build the team. I want to thank Will. He was the one that we would spend like a couple hours, like 3-4 hours every day, trying to figure out what is a good team, and that's how we set it up with Relicanth and Ludicolo, knowing that those two just answered a lot of the meta, and we were just sitting there. We're like, okay, what else would they go with? And that's we basically ended up going with Skarmory as a third for Relicanth Ludicolo, and then just substituting the other, basically Ludicolo and Relicanth, like I said, just able to answer each other so well, and whatever they couldn't answer, either Metacham answered, or Skarmory answered, or Blaziken would answer, or Frostlass would answer. And yeah, and I would like to thank Robert as well. He's the one that was able to basically break down my team, tell me what I'm weak to, and say, hey, look, these are going to be your tough matchups. And he told me Toxicroak was going to be a tough matchup, and I ended up losing to Toxicroak, so he was right. And he was able to help with my team by basically bringing out as many counters to it as possible and trying to destroy it, which really helped in me trying to basically come up with my core. I would also like to thank Annette. She's the one that does a lot of the hosting for our tournaments, for our cups, and she's very good. She's a very hard worker, and I feel like we don't say this enough to her, but we do really appreciate everything you do for us, and all the hard work you did for not only for me being able to compete in regionals and winning, well, for basically hosting regionals, but also for all the cups you did. And I'd like to thank you for that. I'd like to thank basically everyone else in my group chats. They all really helped in trying to build my team, trying to destroy my team, and basically trying to help me not only be a better battler, but also a better team builder. And I want to thank them all. They were all very important, and they were all very helpful in that. So thank you all. Thank you all for watching the Season 1 Championships. Hopefully this gave you a better insight on my team and why I chose what I chose, and also on all my battles. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer as many as possible. If you do like this and you want to see more content, please subscribe. Also, please follow me on my Twitter. I'll be able to answer questions a lot faster through there. And if you guys have any other, anything else you guys want to see or anything else you guys want me to do, please feel free to comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give it a like, share it if you want, and that's all. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.